is like the most ridiculous thing in the world.
People think that being on television is this big deal, and it's a joke.
It is ridiculous because you sit around, they put the makeup on you.
You
we
wait.
We sit here, we wait for Joe. We wait and we wait for Mincy. We wait and we wait for Ashley. We sit around and we wait.
I feel like I wish there was some sort of sense of instruction.
It is not.
Or some direction.
Right, but it's not worth, I'll say this, even though, and don't get me wrong, I'm happy to be making six figures here.
Sure.
I'm glad. I know you are too. It's a tough economy.
Well, I'm mostly here for the health benefits.
But to be honest with you, some days it doesn't feel worth it.
No.
It doesn't feel worth it. You wait and you wait. You're watching Tennessee Valley this morning. I'm Rob Alderman. With me as always, the Hollywood Slinky, who now picks a topic. Ready, go!
Oh, snap. All right. I didn't have a topic.
Pick a topic.
You just totally shanghaied me. All right, then my topic is...
Our show prep says Ryan picks a topic.
It does. It does say that, but I thought that we had foregone that.
Well, we can go straight into the big news.
Really? Or
If
we
you
should
want
go
to.
Oh, I bet there's opening credits.
Yeah, we could do that.
Let's do opening credits.
Joe, could we go to opening credits? Be right back with the big news after this. You wait.
Looks like
Hi, welcome to Tennessee Valley this morning.
I think it looks like
I'm Rob.
It's like the Palos in search of, you know, WTNB in search of.
It's calmer than that to me. I get it. Like, yeah, it does feel a little bit like that.
With the shots of it's like I keep waiting for Bigfoot to appear. Hey guys, I'm Bigfoot.
How'd you catch me on this camera? It's what we do, Bigfoot. It's what we do.
Good Friday morning. This is the Friday morning edition of Tennessee Valley This Morning, which is Friday morning because you can never say Friday morning enough.
Now, before we get into the big news, you need to explain what you did, what you brought here.
This morning, I brought with me the new caramel frappe from Burger King because it's fantastic.
Now, I've got to say something about this frappe. Here's the deal. Camera one. I don't shop at Burger King very much. That's a well-known fact, though. I do think they have a delightful regular chicken sandwich. I order mine plain with cheese. You get yours how you want. Okay, some people dip it in barbecue sauce. Okay, plain with cheese is the way I go. I don't normally get anything else there. I don't think of them as having anything terribly delicious. And that's not, I don't want, camera one, for you to be upset if you love Burger King. Burger King's fine.
Sure.
But what I would say is that this delicious drink would make me commit some form of crime.
It's pretty good.
And I appreciate you bringing it in this morning, but like what I can say is this is the closest thing. If you love pancakes, if you love you some pancakes with butter and syrup, imagine that being a delicious, this is a delicious pancakey coffee drink.
It really
and we
is.
do weirder things in this world, people. People do weird things with food. You guys do some crazy things with food.
McDonald's does the waffle sandwich thing, the McGriddle thing. That's got like
and
syrup
it's delicious,
in the bun.
and it's delicious too. But this thing, this is fantastic. So run on over to Burger King. What's it called again?
It's a caramel frappe.
Get yourself a caramel frappe. Right now, Palo is in there like, they don't pay for advertising. Don't say that that's a good product. They don't pay for advertising. Well, you know what, Joe? Relax. Chill out. You're not really mad at Robbie. Just chill out. and go get yourself a caramel frappe.
You'll feel really mad at you after this episode.
I'm like, we don't do anything for paid product placement.
Let's do big news.
Big news.
Where does this big news come from?
I'll tell you where it comes from.
I would like you to.
Late in the day. The Cleveland Daily Banner, right, that used to get delivered to my home. Mm-hmm. And I have been saying for the last couple of weeks, I'm going to renew my membership. Mm-hmm. That's what it's called, a membership, a subscription.
Right. It's a membership because really, being a banner reader is a lifestyle choice.
I've been sad, okay? It used to be, I've got that muddy place in my front yard. Mm-hmm. And the last several weeks, I walk out, and there is no newspaper sitting in my mud. And it's just a mud pit in my front yard. There's no news waiting in it. So we go online. We go to the World Wide Web late in the day, and there's the news.
But let's be honest, for different reasons, the World Wide Web is not cleaner than that mud puddle.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true. But we go to the Cleveland Daily Banner.com, and we get the news, and we put it on this sheet of paper in our show prep.
And then we read it.
We read it to you.
We're talented. We're the talent.
A day later. We read it to you a day later. Is that what you want to know? Is that what you want us to fess up to, Camera One? It's true. It's a day later. I don't know what you want from me. It's not a morning paper. It's an afternoon paper. I can't tell you what's going on today because I'm not gonna know until the Daily Banner tells me at 5 o'clock tonight.
And now Joe is going, shut up and drink your caramel frappe. They're a sponsor.
Ding! What's the big news?
What is the big news?
I'll tell you what the headline is.
What time is it?
It's sizzle time! According to the Cleveland Daily Banner, gas prices are falling, but temperatures are rising.
Woo!
Temperatures this weekend are expected to be over 100 degrees. And in addition, the National Weather Service has issued an air quality alert.
Are there any hot weather tips you could give us?
I'm going to give you some.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Let me tell you what it's going to be.
Okay.
First of all, get yourself a nice, frosty caramel frappe from Burger King. Okay? When you thirsty, you get too hot.
That is so cool and refreshing.
See that? He loves it, Camera One. He loves it.
It's true.
So, but to be honest, here you go. For those of you, I know that...
We're being honest?
I know that...
There was such sincerity by the way you rubbed that sticky cup all over my face.
Here's the truth. I'm going to give you some tips, but we kind of consider you to be an educated audience. And because we
not watching this show.
But they are. And so I'm going to tell you some things you already know.
Okay. All right.
So this is the segment of the show where we want you to put on your makeup or fix your tie or whatever as you watch to get ready for your day. Number one, the Cleveland Daily Banner wants you to drink lots of fluids. It's very important. In 100-degree weather, you could just shrivel up into nothing. Number two, don't leave your kids or the pets in the car, please. Don't do that because you're just a bad human being. If you do, that has actually nothing to do with the temperature. Just don't leave your pets and your kids in the car in general. I'm not saying never. I'm not saying never, you get the family ready for some trip and you say, kids, pets, wait here a second while I run in the house to grab my caramel frappe. But don't leave them in there for a while. Definitely don't leave them in there with the windows rolled up. No, don't leave them in there. Wait, I've got to stop I want to stop myself. It's a bad idea to leave them in the car in any way because sure as you know it, somebody's going to leave their pet in their car and
Rob
it's going to die.
said I could leave it in my car.
I left my windows down just like Rob Alderman said.
I saw it on WTNB.
And then it's going to start a huge conversation on my Facebook
I was
page.
Inside enjoying my caramel frappe and letting my basset hound roast.
And the final tip and Cleveland Daily Banner has, and I think this is maybe the best one, stay cool indoors.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't endorse, the Cleveland Daily Banner says, don't even go out.
Just stay cool.
Don't go outside. You know what's nice about Southern Tennessee? It's a dry heat. It's a dry heat. In other news, blazes plague Polk's forests. The Cherokee National Forest has had at least 3 forest fires in Polk County this week. One is burning very close to and along Highway 64 near Goforth Creek. I saw it.
Yeah?
Actually, I went up the river.
Was it when you started it?
I did. Whoa! That's hearsay. That's not
That's
even...
what we call a rumor.
Yeah, I didn't. That is, I can neither confirm nor deny. No, I can deny. I did not start that fire, okay? But I did see this fire, and it was kind of cool, actually. You didn't see the smoke and such.
Sure.
And the flames.
Oh, well, what about national news? Do we have any national news?
Yeah, you know what? There's something happened yesterday. You want to know what it was?
Sure. I mean, I'm very connected. I'm sure I already know about it.
Well, we're Politico here. We're very Politico. And we keep up with everything you need to know about the presidential and the congressional, the senatorial. We know these things. And so we've been keeping an eye on this for a while. And that is that SCOTUS rules that Obamacare is constitutional.
That's shocking.
Now, SCOTUS, for those of you who don't know, stands for the Supreme Court of the United States. And I tell you that because if you try to figure this out on my Facebook page, which is where the world's problems get solved.
Well, a lot of people don't realize this, but actually this Supreme Court ruling was first discussed by the judges on your Facebook page.
That's right. People go to my Facebook page, and that's where they become constitutional experts or experts on the wheel tax or experts. Right now, they're all experts about this turn Cleveland into a no-kill city.
Right.
You know that one? People are talking a lot about being a no-kill city, right? I'm just saying if you want that, don't put those pets in the car in this heat, okay? Keep them out of here. Keep them out of there.
Or lock them in the car, but lock them in the car with a nice, cool, refreshing caramel frappe from Burger King.
So here's the deal. The Obamacare has been ruled constitutional with the individual mandate clause viewed as a tax and not as a commerce rule. So we're going to break this down for you real quick. Give me some political music.
Break it down.
Here's the deal, America. What President Obama is saying is that we're going to... Sorry. Okay. Kind of took the air out.
Well, I thought you were going to rap.
Oh, I wasn't ready with that, but next time I will be.
I mean, I went all in, and then you 50 cented it. But you didn't 50 cent it, yo, if you know what I mean.
That was a horrible joke.
It was a rap joke.
We won't do that ever again. Here's the deal. The president does have the right to introduce certain policies if they're tax related. This one happens to be so. So we can dislike the Obamacare all we want or love it all we want. At the end of the day, the judges have spoken. They've ruled this thing to be constitutional. And so this individual mandate will go into effect, apparently. I mean, at some point, you know, who knows how long this is going to take, okay? Yeah. But at some point, this thing is moving forward. And twofold. Like, some people are calling it this a fantastic victory, and some people are calling it the largest tax increase in United States history. In the end, it is maybe both. Maybe both those things. I'm not here to tell you whether or not it's a good way to provide health care to the poor. I don't know. I'm not going to... Chelsea Long, who's going to be on our show a little bit later, she's going to talk about it. She's involved in some really good initiatives, and she has a really good kind of a grasp on taking care of people in need, and so she's going to speak from her political expertise.
So we are going to pin her down and make her choose and take sides.
Yeah. In other national news, international news, really.
She's over there going...
International news. International.
All right, hit us with some international news.
David Beckham does not make the 2012 British Olympic soccer team.
The heck that you say.
No, the truth I say, and he said, naturally I'm disappointed. But there will be no bigger supporter of the team than me.
Well, that's very, very nice of him. I don't feel like we really have the full story, though, my friend.
I think that's a bit thin.
I think the only way to really get down to this is to do some man-on-the-street reporting. And so that's why right now we're going to go live to London, England, to speak to a British guy. British guy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We just flashed to empty chairs. I don't know what that was about.
British guy. Have you heard the news that David Beckham did not make your English soccer team?
Yeah, I've heard it, but it's not true.
Well, what do you mean it's not true? It's being reported on
unsubstantiated.
But it's being reported on ESPN.
Yeah, little media outlet.
British guy, the New York Times is saying that...
New York what?
the New York Times.
Bah.
How do you feel about the fact that David Beckham has not made your team, British guy?
David Beckham is the best footballer in the world. I don't know why he wouldn't make the team.
Yes, but we're talking about soccer.
Yeah, the first thing that I need to tell you, British guy, is that Peyton Manning is the greatest footballer of all time.
What country are you in?
We're coming live to you from Cleveland, Tennessee, British guy.
Oh, that explains it.
Well, British guy, since this is pretty much the most boring segment of television history, we're going to let you go now.
I think it's a load of dingoes' kidneys. Bah.
Oh, my God. What happens to us on this show?
Let's do Hollywood news.
Go ahead. I can't.
All right, in Hollywood news, a guy who's calling
I hate myself sometimes.
A guy who's calling himself
Deep down in my soul for what we do on this TV show.
A guy who calls himself Sleepy Skunk has assembled a 25-minute version of The Amazing Spider-Man. He's taken all of the clips from television commercials and previews and everything that he could find online and put the movie together, and it's 25 minutes in length. And basically he has done so to teach the film studios that they need to think twice about how much they are releasing before movies come out.
I don't know what I think about that.
It's interesting.
Well, I always appreciate the Hollywood news, okay? But this guy, Sleepy Skunk, it probably took a long time. You know, it's not like it's 25 minutes of footage, so that takes you 25 minutes.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot
He
of sorting.
had to find it all,
Yeah, he's edited it.
put it in an order, try
Pull
to
out the
figure out
stuff
what the
that's a
story
duplicate,
was.
stuff like
Right.
that. The problem with a guy like Sleepy Skunk is he needs to get a job. He needs to go out and he needs to get a job so he can start paying his wheel tax and support education, or pay his regular tax and support Obamacare, or any of these things.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's so Sleepy Skunk, I'm not impressed.
Right. Well, you know, there is a rumor, and it is unconfirmed.
Okay.
But the rumor is that Sleepy Skunk is actually none other than local Green Lantern aficionado Alan Mincy. I don't know if this is true or not.
Mincy, get a job. That's my
For
point.
real.
You see what I mean? When I said that Sleepy Skunk was probably some guy that doesn't do anything.
And
right?
I was like, I hear it's Alan Mincy.
Then it's like confirmed.
Oh, it fits all of the criteria.
This is confirmation, right? It's like, Mincy? Oh.
That explains
I'm
it.
sure that it's Mincy. I'm
Yeah.
sure that it's Mincy.
All right. Also, screenwriter Nora Ephron has lost her battle with cancer. She was 71 years old. For those of you who don't know her, she is a 3-time Oscar-nominated screenwriter and director. She wrote Silkwood, Julie and Julia, When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail.
Sleepless in Seattle.
That's right. So she is a very accomplished genre screenwriter, and that's kind of sad.
And of course, our condolences go out to her family
right.
and her fans. I think when you think about that body of work, it will be appreciated forever.
Speaking of bodies of work, our last piece of news, Snooki is still pregnant.
We will be back after these messages with Chelsea Long.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Have annoying biting and stinging insects taken over your yard? Volunteer Rid-A-Pest can get it back. Make your yard a no-fly zone with Mosquito Guard. Volunteer Rid-A-Pest will eliminate these annoying pests, and you'll be able to work in your yard, have a pool party, a cookout, allow your children to play outside, or just sit outside and enjoy the evening. Volunteer Rid-A-Pest has developed an extremely effective treatment program that treats all shrubs, bushes, trees, and other foliage where mosquitoes and other biting, stinging insects live and breed. This material will not harm your plants or trees and leaves no harmful residue. This treatment program is safe for use around children and pets, but the best part is it's 100% guaranteed. If you are not 100% satisfied, Volunteer Rid-A-Pest will retreat for free until you are satisfied Or, after 30 days, we'll cancel their agreement and refund 100% of your money. Give Volunteer Ridipest a call for a free no-obligation estimate. Phone 472-7736.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
It's like an eternity.
The show is always like an eternity.
And we're back. You're watching Tennessee Valley This Morning. I'm Rob Alderman. With me, as always, my stalwart traveling companion, my main amigo, the Hollywood Slinky. You know, I feel like I'm having huge, Christopher Walken pauses.
I know. I wasn't sure what was.
It's not on purpose.
Wow.
I'm just having trouble speaking. But with us today on the show, somebody we've been trying to get on the show for a very long time. When we first took over this show, our very first, I think, time that we ever did this by ourselves, we had Patrick Long.
That's right.
On the show. And that was horrible.
It was, it was excruciating. If you think today's show is bad.
Yeah, look at the archives.
Right, you'll see that
we had more viewer hate mail on that show, people that said, if you're going to continue in television, you will need to get better guests.
That's right.
People that said, wow, we got a lot of emails that said, I've donated to United Way for the past 40 years, but today made me think I should stop.
Right.
Things like that.
We did get, and then we got that one awkward letter that was from the Red Cross that was like, thank you, our donation has went up.
We're bringing in more money than ever. I think this was the greatest segment ever. Sincerely, Patrick Long.
Right.
We got that one as well. But now we've stepped up our game.
That's right,
my friend, because we have now instead this apparently non-profitism runs in the family.
It's like a disease. Non-profitism.
Non-profitism runs in the family, my friend.
It's genetic.
We have the wife of the worst interviewer we've ever had. And she's here to make this the best interview.
Make it right, Chelsea Long.
It's time for you to make this right.
But apparently comparatively, I don't really have anywhere to fall to, so hopefully the only way we have to go is up.
Well, I believe that that's true.
That's what we're hoping for.
So Chelsea Long with The Caring Place, welcome to our show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Really?
Yes, I am.
That's the first time
I'm disappointed that I didn't get a caramel frappe from Burger King, but that's okay. Because The Caring Place is about forgiveness and love, and so it's okay.
I would give you the rest of my caramel frappe, but there isn't any. And also, I wasn't sure. I could tell while I was sitting over there doing the other segment, you were looking real funny at the glass, like, oh, that looks so good.
And she was licking her lips, too.
Well, it's hot outside.
Yeah, she was like, oh, that looks fantastic. And then I rubbed it on Ryan's face, and you kind of were like, yeah,
I'm good.
That's over now. So why don't you, Chelsea, tell us what you do at The Caring Place?
Okay. Well, at The Caring Place, I am our resource developer. So it is my job to acquire all types of resources. So whether that is organizing food drives, getting new volunteers, working with our churches and other organizations that partner with us on any kind of fundraisers, or I write our grants, which is a large task, but I enjoy it very much. So that's what I do at The Caring Place. And a lot of times I get paid really to go out and make friends, which is pretty awesome.
I had to write a grant for my wife once, and I've got to say that writing grants is a much more difficult thing than people think. It's more difficult than it ever should be.
Well, and also, it's kind of weird because typically there's one grant and everybody trying for it, so your chances of not getting it are pretty big.
Right. This is true.
So you must be used to a lot of disappointment.
Well,
she is married to Patrick.
You get...
Yay! That just had to get her run, bazinga!
Well, you just figure out a way to cope. You just deal with it. You deal with not getting the grants.
This is going to be Matt Ryerson's favorite episode ever.
Yeah, the Tim Tebow of Cleveland is just laughing right now. I think it's funny that like she followed up your statement with Patrick with like, you just get used to disappointment. You just do.
But grant writing is difficult. But when you do finally get that grant, it is very exciting. But typically, it's a lot of people working on a grant together. So, my executive director is Reba Terry, who is wonderful and fantastic. And if you haven't gotten to meet her yet, you should. You really should. She's great. And so it's not just me in my office by myself, crying over my keyboard, pulling out my hair, trying to get these great...
That's a funny image.
Right. It is amusing. It's the bangs. That's why that covers the bald spots from the... No. But it's, everyone's working together. It's a very supportive atmosphere.
Is your office in the Caring Place building?
It is.
Okay.
Yes, which is great.
I pass that every day on my way home, and I wonder if that's Chelsea's office.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. I'm in there, and I'm in there, unless I'm at Chamber Coffee or at another, function. I actually got to go to the ribbon cutting yesterday from where the train station reopened.
Depot.
Yes, and that was very exciting. That was great.
Is
they
it
did a
nice?
Great job. It is very nice.
Yeah.
They did a great job in there.
What's going to go on over there?
It's going to be a bus depot.
For what bus?
For Quartus.
Mm-hmm. And Sether, I think, is going to be using it as well. So
it's going to be home to the Cleveland municipal bus service that we all know so well.
I don't know what to do with that. Like, I'm not trying to hijack your segment,
it's
but we need to pause.
It's your show.
We need to
do what you want.
Dude, it is our show. Yeah.
You guys
Come
do what
on.
you want.
Sky high too long. Sky high. That's right, camera one. You thought I forgot it was my show. What's up? Okay, no, here's the deal. We do need to pause for a second because you were there at the ribbon cutting.
Yes.
The bus depot or the train depot, right? Now, if I'm right about this is the thing that's kind of backed by the old Whirlpool plants, like the old Maytag plants.
Right next to the 5 Point Pharmacy.
Right. So that when I think about that and like so there's going to be buses there. They're going to drop people off there and pick people up.
And their offices are going to be there as well.
Yes, they have offices in there.
And so this is kind of a part of town.
Yes.
Where there's nothing to see there. There's an empty pharmacy, and then there's like an empty Maytag building. Yeah.
Well,
then there's like an unused train. No, it's
right.
a used train track.
Yes.
Behind it.
Yes, that is true. But the downtown area, over there on Inman Street across from the 5 Points Museum, they've done a great job with renovating the area.
And let's be honest, the kind of people who are forced to ride public transportation are the same kind of people that find themselves sitting around going, Captain D's or the Catch?
Oh, man, that always happens on this show, Chelsea Long. That always happens on the show. So
my bus is going to be late tonight.
I think what Ryan meant to say, can I translate for you?
I would be honored.
What Ryan meant to say was, isn't that 5 Points Museum doing great? How about we open up a Crystal or a Carl's Jr. or where I came from. Where I came from, the cheapest food around was a place called Rally Burger.
I'm just saying.
So, let's open up a Rally.
What I'm saying is that I kind
of Ratty Burger.
Rally.
I thought you said Ratty. I was like,
no, there's
a reason why
it's a race car themed kind of thing, like a rally.
What's the little place that's
like
down?
Checkers.
Checkers.
Oh, Checkers is delicious.
Okay,
it's the same company.
It's like Checkers.
Okay.
Where everything you eat tastes like salt.
It's wonderful.
Where you're kind of like the fries or the burger or the shake, it's all salt.
Well, but but the Caring Place is over there on that side of town, so I could get behind if we wanted to put in a Checkers or something like that right there. I would totally be on board with that.
And you could take the bus to it.
That's true, or I could walk there to counteract the salt intake.
So do you hear us, Corey Dival, City Planning Commission guy? Put a Rally Burger down there so that Ryan and I have a reason to hang out and ride the bus a bit more. I could get behind the bus. I could just become a bus rider.
I wish you'd get in front of the bus. That's how I feel.
Okay.
So I've been thrown under it enough times.
I want to know. So, that's the place, though. I want to know the area.
Right, that's the area.
You're saying it's super nice.
Yes, the bus, yes. It's great.
And so there's no doubt that at some point someone's going to buy that 5 Point Pharmacy and turn that into a Rally Burger.
But yes, it could be a Rally Burger.
That was I have an opinion on that too, face.
Yes.
She was like, please, Patrick, buy it with all your United Way dollars.
Yeah.
You hear that, Patrick Long? Purchase it.
Yeah.
You know, that is an awesome property.
Yeah.
It really is. Unfortunately, because of some of the history there, it's been completely gutted. And so it needs a lot of work. I mean, not because it's run down, but because there's nothing in
The
it
Five
at
Points
all.
Pharmacy has been
Yeah.
gutted. Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's gutted.
I wish
It's a
they'd
good
turn it
location,
into a.
though.
So the problem is
They need to turn it into an Orange Julius.
right, but because
Ooh,
of the,
that'd be nice.
because of the location and the historical aspect, the building is really expensive. And so like to put a business in there, it's got to be something high profit because after you buy the building, you're also going to have to completely renovate it.
Right.
And so it makes it really limits the kind of thing that could go in there. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You know, we'll find something.
I got one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we don't have. I've said this before. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Mexican restaurant. You put a Mexican restaurant in there because there's none.
But you know,
On the second floor, the second floor could be a Chinese buffet, and then
the
you
third
got
floor
everything.
could be the third floor could be a church. If you put a church, a Chinese buffet, and a Mexican restaurant in there, we have all the things we don't have in Cleveland.
I could die there.
You could just
die
Just go in there and just
bury,
die there.
bury me.
We're dying. We're dying
So
here right now.
happy here.
Yeah, Patrick, when I go, bury me beneath the 5 points.
Listen, but I can eat Mexican food every day of the week, multiple times a day. So I'm grateful for all of the Mexican food options in the area.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh, can I say that?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
None
Okay,
of them advertise with us, so you can say.
Okay, the Las Margaritas that is over there on Ocoee, right there across from.
Yeah. By
the
Yes, that's my
Domino's?
favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. We Julie, hi Julie, she's our waitress.
Yeah.
She takes care of us every time over there, and she's wonderful.
I always have Benji as my waitress.
Okay.
Yeah,
See?
I love that same Las Mas.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Yeah, that's-
Have you had La Altina over by the Southside Walmart?
Yes.
Because that one's pretty good.
That
isn't
is
it?
Also good. I don't think quite as good as a Koi Las Mas.
Depends
but
on
it's
what you
very
like.
good.
My wife likes the Brian special there.
Okay.
And that's
Yeah.
pretty happening. So
Now-
I get the pork tacos at the other one.
Here's
you
the
go.
thing. We haven't talked at all about the Caring Place.
We haven't.
we should.
So we're going to do that.
It's a neat place,
Y-
the Caring Place.
Tell us what you do there.
Okay.
She's the
Not
resource
you.
developer.
No. Stop. Not that. What does the
The
Caring
Caring Place
do?
as a whole. Okay. The Caring Place as a whole, our mission is to meet the basic needs of the disadvantaged in Cleveland. And so that is their physical, spiritual, and emotional needs if we can. We offer food and clothing and diapers as well as social services to people that are beneath the federal poverty line for Cleveland. It doesn't sound like, because you know how Cleveland is. Cleveland, we've got a large gap of financial needs. So we have a lot of, big business, which is great for our area and for our community. And then we have a lot of people that have a lot of needs. The Caring Place is open from 9 to 12, Tuesday through Fridays, and then Tuesday evenings from 6 to 8. And we see about 80 to 90 people during those hours. And so last month we saw over 1,200 households. So people, families come in and things like that, and individuals come in, and we gave out over 25,000 pounds of food just last month.
That's awesome.
So
That's
and
almost
it's
incredible.
and it's all free, and we run on volunteers, and it's great, and we've got wonderful staff there. And
How many volunteers?
we've got about 130 volunteers.
Wow.
It requires about
City with spirit.
Right. I mean, really, though. I mean, it requires about 20 volunteers when we're open to run the facility. Summer's a hard time for us because, volunteers have vacations and they go, and they
Right.
should. Everybody needs a break and it's great. But we are constantly needing new volunteers. And so if anyone, teachers, anybody like that, have got some extra time this summer and want something to do with it, just give us a phone call and we'll be happy to find a place for you. But
No, I took a tour
yes.
through the Caring Place. And I was really interested. One of the things I thought was really interesting when I toured through was like the clothing section, because it felt like there's a couple things I'd say. The first one is I could tell that everything there is set up to run really smoothly and
Yes.
efficiently.
Yes.
Number two, I like the fact that everything's set up is to kind of preserve human dignity. You know what I mean? Like when I went in there, it doesn't feel strange to be there. It actually almost doesn't feel like, it feels more like a Goodwill or a thrift store than it does a place that would be like giving things away, if
Right.
you will. Like, and I don't know if I said that well, but I'm trying to
think
say,
it made
like,
sense.
everybody goes to the Salvation Army thrift store every once in a while. Everybody goes to Goodwill. Not everybody would normally go to a caring place because, well, first of all, you have to qualify to, like, for instance, I wouldn't show up and take clothes from the caring place because I'm not below the poverty level. What I like is the fact that you give them an experience that is
Still like going to a
still
store.
like going to a store. Can you talk a little bit about that, the mentality, or
Absolutely.
how that's set up and why that's set up the way it is?
Absolutely. Well, and I think that is one of the greatest things about the caring place. And I've only been there for a few months, and I've been great. Every day I'm there, I kind of walk in, I look at Reba, I'm like, seriously, y'all do this? Like every day? Y'all been doing this? Is crazy. But I think the great thing about the caring place is it reminds people that they're people. Because a lot of times people that are in poverty, it's a very different type of culture, and sometimes we forget that poverty is a culture because they're people that we shop at Walmart with them, we see them every day,
Sure.
We're around them constantly, but it's a culture, and we hear constantly that, that they like coming to the caring place because it's some place that they're reminded that they're a part of everything else. And I had a gentleman tell me the other day, I was talking to him, and it was actually at the Lee block party. Lee University sponsored a block party for us, which was great for our caring place clients. And I was talking to him, and he was living, he was homeless recently, and he'd been coming to see us, and we've been getting some resources, been meeting with our social worker. And he said, I don't remember the last time that somebody sat and looked me in the eyes and asked me my name and asked me who I was. And he said, and that's why I go to the caring place. Because every time I go there, somebody does that. Every time I go, somebody asks me my name, they ask me how I'm doing, they remember who I am, and he's like, I know you guys see all kinds of people every day, but somebody always remembers that I've been there before.
Right.
And so we do try very hard to do that. It is set up much like a store. The actual facility that we're in used to be an orphanage. And then it was a assisted living home. And so it was never intended for what we use it for now. But our volunteers and our board and our staff, they're also wonderful. They worked very hard to make it, and it does flow very well. You walk into the front lobby and there's a waiting area, and then there are individual rooms where they go in and meet with our registrars and kind of go over some personal information. And then when you go back through one of our hallways, it does feel like a store. There's a children's section, and there are different rooms. So there's a children's section, men's, women's, and then there's the diaper love section in the back. So we do try very hard to make it feel that way. We've painted it. We put up some decorations and things like that. We've got the racks set out with the sizes. So we do work very hard to make people feel that,
Awesome. What can people? I mean, it's exciting to hear that sort of thing is going on in our community. What can people do? If let's say they don't have time to volunteer, are other ways that they can help, and how can they find that stuff out?
Oh, absolutely. They can, number one, if they're interested in doing anything at all for us, they can call me up at the Caring Place. Like I said, my name is Chelsea Long. I'm the resource developer, so they just call the Caring Place and ask for me. We have a lot of different types of needs, and so sometimes people don't have time to come and volunteer, but maybe they organize a food drive at their church. Sometimes food drives feel or sound very overwhelming, even though part of my job is to make those as easy as possible.
So you'll actually help someone plan it if they want to do it.
Absolutely. I will come and speak at their church or their organization or business if they choose to do one. We make the flyers, we deliver the barrels, we pick up the barrel. I mean, we make it as easy as possible.
We're not afraid to say the hard things on this show,
Sure.
Chelsea. So the fact is, you and I have had some conversation about the Caring Place.
We have.
And it's great that people want to donate their time.
Yes.
It's great that people hold food drives.
Yes.
But the fact is that you guys, because of the type of organization that you are, you actually can go and buy food for about 18 cents a pound.
We can, yes.
Okay.
And that's at the Chattanooga Food Bank.
Right.
And that price does fluctuate. So sometimes it's a little bit less, which is wonderful. Right now it's around 18 cents a pound. And so, what I can spend on $20 at Walmart,
right.
I can take that same $20 and
I know that there's like a lot of kind of do-goodism that people want to get involved. They want to go buy food and they want to put it in. But at the end of the day, if people really wanted to make an impact, they would give you cold, hard cash.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
And so what I want to do, we're about to go.
Okay.
Okay? The year segment here has been fantastic. So when you go home, like, get in Patrick's face and be like, ha, booyah.
Oh, I will, don't worry.
But in a second, this light is going to go on camera 2.
Okay.
And I want you to look at camera 2. I want you to tell people how to find your website, how to call you, and I want you to let them know that the thing you need to help feed the homeless and people below the poverty line is cold hard cash, and they shouldn't be so stingy.
Okay, I don't know if I'll say that because I don't. Okay, but you said it, and then I will rephrase.
Right. Look right
Okay.
into camera 2. This
Camera
is your
two.
swan song.
Okay.
Here.
My swan song. Okay. If you would like to get involved with the Caring Place in any way, shape, or form, especially if you'd like to donate funds, you can reach us. Our phone number is 423-472-4414. Oh, I did it. And you can find us on our website at thecaringplaceonline.org. We're also on Facebook. You can call, when you call the Caring Place, ask for me. My name is Chelsea Long, and we can talk about ways you can get involved or ways you can, give us your money.
Fantastic.
Chelsea, thanks for being on our show today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And we'll have you back on another time.
I would love that.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. Ooh. Jinx!
Bradley County is home to a community of resilient, compassionate families who want the best for each other. The tragedies of the April 27, 2011 tornadoes brought our community together to bring aid to the hurting and helpless. It is time to come together once more. The Bradley County school system is underfunded, and our future leaders are receiving their education in substandard learning environments. On August 2nd, you will have an opportunity to further impact our great community by voting for the wheel tax. A vote for the wheel tax will not only rebuild Blue Springs Elementary School, but it will provide a new facility that is engineered to meet the demands that technology places on the infrastructure. The overcrowded Walker Valley High School students and teachers will have much needed space and be able to use academic rooms for their intended purposes. The students and teachers of Lake Forest Middle School will no longer endure the hazardous conditions caused by the elements of nature and deteriorating classroom buildings. British philosopher Herbert Spencer stated, "The great aim of education is not knowledge, but action." Would you take action in the name of education and vote yes for the wheel tax? A vote for the wheel tax is a vote for the children and the future of Bradley County.
We are back. Welcome back to Tennessee Valley this morning on Friday. We have with us now the tallest hair in Cleveland. So if you will join us, live studio audience, in giving a big round of applause to our next guest here, Brady Effler from Fireworks Supermarket.
Thank you, audience.
Brady, welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be on.
Brady, you're here because the 4th of July is next week.
Absolutely.
Do you have to work on the 4th of July, or do you get that holiday off?
I do not get that holiday off. I work probably about 13 hours that day. Yeah.
Now listen.
13 hours, Rob.
Everybody
13
knows.
hours.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody knows that the Fireworks Supermarket has its own culture. It's like there are certain rites of passage in Cleveland. Okay?
That's true.
Certain places that...
Confederate couple at Walmart.
Right. Lady in White.
Lady in White, and the Fireworks Supermarket.
Right, and the Fireworks Supermarket. Okay? I am safe in saying that of all of the fireworks stands, and there are many, they're all over our county.
Yeah.
Your Fireworks Supermarket sees quadruple the amount of people.
Yeah. I mean,
It's insane.
it's pretty ridiculous. On like the day of the 3rd and 4th, it's in the thousands. Absolutely. Skyrocketing to thousands. Like you
Is
could
that industry jargon?
Yeah,
humor?
it's totally industry
They
jargon. I
skyrocket.
mean, like it's like cattle in there, man. Just moving cattle.
Now, here's the thing, though, that I love is that you guys all, you know, you always go around and you see these guys that work at the fireworks supermarket, and it's like you guys are like old war buddies, you know, because you guys all wear your fireworks supermarket shirts. A lot of you guys wear like the Black Cat or the TNT shirts and you know, all that sort of stuff. And you guys know more about fire. You are the cream of the crop.
Creme de la creme.
When it comes to knowing about, this is your thing.
I mean, like, I've been doing this since 2007. So, I mean, I know my gunpowder.
So that's like, so we're celebrating your 5-year anniversary with Fireworks Supermarket.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Things have gotten pretty serious.
All right, my favorite is the little cardboard army tank that fires the little pew, pew, pew and rolls forward.
That's really cool and really sad.
Rob's he's kind of a tie. He's a toss-up guy. He likes the little rooster, the cardboard rooster, and he's also a fan of the little pellets that become snakes.
I love the pellets.
What is your favorite firework?
Obviously, we're speaking from two very different generational gaps here. I mean, we're talking the difference between, you know, farting chickens with snake pellets to projectiles that go about 175 feet in the air and give you a 75-foot wide elliptical break of color. So for me, it's like...
He said we're going from farting chickens. I never knew, by the way, that anyone on this show would utter the phrase farting chickens, but I should have known. I should have known that eventually someone would say farting chickens.
Yeah.
So, all right, now when I buy fireworks from your stand, do I have to lie and sign a little form that says that I'm taking them out of Tennessee?
Absolutely not. There's several states that do that, but we are not one of them.
What are the laws for Tennessee fireworks? Restrictions?
Well,
are there?
It varies county by county. Hamilton County, you're technically not allowed to do any aerial item within Hamilton County. Bradley County is very different. As long as you're not in the city, you're totally fine. In the county area, you can do whatever you want.
That's how we do
but
it.
Honestly,
Bradley.
you know what I tell everybody? It depends on your neighborhood. If you have some really nice neighbors who like some pretty colors, then blow some stuff up. But if you have some neighbors who just really like to get some shut-eye, then I wouldn't do
if
it.
you have un-American neighbors. Let me say this, okay?
Can
I tell you something that bothers me?
It's sizzle time.
This is something that bothers me. Okay, you may not know this, Brady Effler.
Okay.
But the world's problems all end up on my Facebook page.
I'd agree.
That's where people think they're going to work it all out.
That's right.
Okay? And the fact is this, that every year there's people that are like, I wish my dumb neighbors would shut up because my kids can't sleep or, you know, my this or that.
My dog won't stop whining
because blah, blah, blah.
Rockets.
Hey, America.
We're talking to you.
It's America, and it's when we celebrate being American. You know, like, don't penalize the world because you don't want to have a conversation with your kids about patriotism.
Amen.
Amen.
You don't want your kids, listen, when your kids are like, Mom, Dad, I can't sleep. Well,
you know what you do?
To say to
you
them,
pick them up out of their bed, you take them outside, and you light the farting rooster.
That's right.
Thank you.
Listen, when your kid is like, and you're like, why? Don't get on my Facebook. Get your kid out of bed and make him say the Pledge of Allegiance. Take him outside to smell the sweet, sweet smoke of victory.
And fire some Roman candles off at that neighbor that's being too loud.
That's right.
I mean, I couldn't agree.
All right,
anymore.
okay, serious topic. Let's get serious for a minute. I mean, we've been joking about it, but in all seriousness.
Yeah.
Fireworks and alcohol, do they mix?
Wow, I knew you were going to ask the tough questions. Well, I mean, here's the deal. We all know that a lot of people like to hit the adult juice, you know, on the 4th of July to celebrate. I mean, I'm not condoning, you know, the juice box that requires a 21 years or older cap to it. But fireworks and alcohol do not mix. And I'm going to say this because you need to be completely safe when you light your fireworks. I mean, there's some serious gunpowder in some of these boxes, and we don't want you to get injured, and we want you to continue celebrating Lady Liberty's birthday until the day you die.
What is the biggest, baddest thing you guys said?
If I walked in and I said, It's time.
Money's no
option.
Money's no option.
And I just said, if we just walk in and we say, it's time.
We sat down our credit card and said, America.
Well, gosh. Man.
I want to know, what is like Ronald Reagan in a box?
Reaganomics?
Yeah.
So, like, okay.
Give me the trickle-down effect of color here.
Yeah, what is the baddest firework someone can
All right,
find?
I'm going to give you two things. Okay, number one are mortar shells. We have these mortar shells that you can only buy them for like $25. $25 to get you 6 of the biggest mortar shells within the store, and they're called the Big Bad Bangers.
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
Yeah.
fiberglass tubes. These shells are going about 150 to 175 feet up in the sky, and they're exploding in an elliptical pattern, which gives you a really crisp, panoramic, fiery explosion. And they're so loud you can... I hit the laugh. I'm sorry. They laughed me up earlier. You can feel them in your chest. I mean, and only for $25, and you just laid your credit card down.
All right, now $25 gets me how many?
6 huge shells, but for $99.95, you can get 32 of those shells and 4 fiberglass tubes, so and your buddies can fire off 4 at a time. Now, here's the deal.
Yeah.
That's only mortar shells. You can buy what's called 500-gram boxes, and 500-gram boxes are these basically rectangular. Some of them are like square, or some of them might be like in a barrel shape. But they're boxes that have 500 grams of gunpowder in it, and that is the legal limit that we can put into a...
You'll take me
Yeah, we're taking you to the limit.
You'll take me
Yeah,
to
just
the
take the
limit.
limit. Yeah.
Everybody to the limit.
What
Yeah.
happens to this 500
Well, here's the deal, man.
grams of...
Like, you light this one box, and it fires these projectiles even higher than these mortar shells, and depending on the box, you're getting a plethora of effects, colors, and just American freedom. I mean, like, you can...
It is literally
You
American
can smell
freedom
the
in a box.
redcoats running away. Okay, I'm just saying.
This is my favorite section we've ever had on this show.
Yeah,
I am so stoked right now.
yeah.
Well, so for $100,
For $100.
it goes crazy.
For $100, you can honestly have a great time in our showroom. You can pick out...
We can light these off in the showroom?
I mean, no, not. I mean, that'd be preferable.
Do you guys do free samples?
No.
No, but
I mean-
you guys do go out back sometimes and light some.
You know, every once in a while I do get a little frisky. and
What's
I get
a
little
box
bored,
of
you know.
farting roosters cost?
A box of farting roosters, I think it's like you get like maybe 24 pieces in it, maybe somewhere around that. It's like $5 or $8.
Well, Brady, how do people find you?
How do people find us? We are on exit 20 off of 75, either north or south, and we are next to the Exxon gas station. You're going to see the Premier over here, and Exxon and fireworks store.
So basically,
with a huge American flag.
look for the traffic
freedom.
jam.
Right, look
No,
for the
yeah,
traffic
just
jam.
look for freedom.
Look for
Well,
freedom.
listen, we're about to have to go to commercial.
But we got to ask you this really important question.
Okay, absolutely.
What is the single most patriotic film of all time?
Oh man, Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brady Effler,
That or Cocktail.
thank you. Thank you for being on
You're
our
welcome.
show.
You're welcome. I
Tell
loved it.
people, go ahead. This is your chance. In a second, camera 2 is going to
Okay.
light up. I want you to look into camera 2 and say goodbye and just say one for America.
Okay. Americans of Cleveland, you know where to find us. Look for freedom. Look for savings. Look for deals. And look for passion. I'm Brady Effler, and I'll make you a deal this season.
We'll be right back after these messages. Yes! Yes!
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning.
Welcome, 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 welcome.
All right, it's time for the preview review.
Indeed, it is time for the preview review. This is where Ryan and I review the previews, tell you what movies to see, even though we haven't seen them.
That's right.
We've read the reviews, we've watched the previews, and now we're going to tell you how to spend your hard cash at the movie theater this weekend.
Welcome to our opinions. There's 5 movies starting this week, and we're going to talk about 3 of them. We're not going to talk about the Woody Allen film, and we're not going to talk about the new Chris Pine movie because, let's be honest, no one's seeing them. So, first up, Medea's Witness Protection.
When investment banker George discovers the hard way that he's the fall guy for the company's mob-backed Ponzi scheme, he drags his trophy wife, ailing mom and kids into witness protection. The Guardian, the gentle soul Medea, played by Tyler Perry.
Another Tyler Perry adventure film comedy. This one stars Eugene Levy and Tyler Perry as a woman.
Well, here's the deal. You know I always give these a great, but I'm not going to see them. I always see them later. Everybody knows how I feel about it. I think that Tyler Perry is actually making some pretty important statements on black culture today. I think if you want to... you know, people love him for a reason. The messages are always good and wholesome, and he cares a lot about family values. So if you're into that sort of thing, go see it.
But they just don't speak to our culture.
I don't think that they can be funny if you're into that humor, but I think he's got a very specific audience that he's speaking to.
I'm gonna hate it, but Dan Howell is gonna love it.
That's fair.
Next up, Magic Mike. This is a movie based on actor Channing Tatum's early career as a stripper before he went into acting. This one stars Channing Tatum and Matthew McConaughey and Alex Pettyfer, and they are all male strippers, and it is all about women, money, and a good time. This is directed by Steven Soderbergh, who is a pretty big director. You know, I have heard that this movie has a lot more to it than just like half-naked guys. I've heard that this movie actually has some character and some heart and some soul and some half-naked men.
This one's for the ladies.
Hate it, Dan Howell's gonna love it.
Hate it, Dan Howell's gonna love it.
Last up is Ted. In this wacky world of director Seth MacFarlane, who's the creator of The Family Guy, a magical wish made by John, played by Marky Mark, makes his teddy bear come to life. They grow up and they become womanizers and have a good time. And this is a raunchy, rated R comedy about a guy who still talks to a teddy bear that does drugs.
Right. What are you going to give it?
Hate it. Dan Howell's going to love it. All right, no. Dan and I are both going to love this one.
I'm actually going to give this one a great for the people that like The Hangover.
Yeah, that's where it falls.
If you like that sort of thing, if you like those sort of raunchy comedies, then you're going to like this one.
That's right.
And it does look funny, but you'll have to make the determination how much
if it's
raunch,
offensive or not.
How much raunch you can handle.
Yeah.
I like it when Marky Wahlberg does these sort of movies because he flip-flops between serious and this. It shows his range. He really does have it. That's how I feel. And until next time, I'm Rob Alderman, and I love Cleveland.
I'm Hollywood Slinky, and I love Cleveland.
Let's all love Cleveland together. We'll see you next time.
What?